All right, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Will Motivation. I got my girl Dawn Dickson here. We go way back. We like family. I've known her for I don't know how long, but long time.
Mom
right?
was my teacher in middle school.
Right, and so we used to work together as well. We did a video.
I worked for him.
We worked together. We was partners, you know, that kind of thing. But no, we worked here. We're actually in the office where we used to work together. I wanted to make sure to bring her back to talk to you about some exciting things that she's got going on, because a lot of you guys tune into my channel because you're interested in how to make money.
Motivation.
That's right.
Welcome to Will Motivation. Holla.
And you're looking at two money makers, two hustlers, some people, you know, we both kind of bootstrapped ourselves. She knows a whole lot more than I do about a certain world of starting a business and getting investors and growing that business to, you know, multi-million-dollar level and that kind of thing. Whereas I did sort of the bootstrap, and I never went and got investors and learned about that whole world. So she can bring that kind of knowledge to the table. But she also has a really unique opportunity, which we're going to get into. But before we get into that, a lot of you guys might remember her because we did sort of a supercar interview together where we took a ride in a Lambo. We went to get lunch. We stay in touch because, you know, she's iron sharpens iron. You know, she's also an entrepreneur and everything, and I like to kind of know what's going on. But you guys saw, a lot of you guys saw that video, and you guys liked the video, and you like all the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, that you had to share, and thank you for doing that with us.
Thanks for the love, guys.
So I'm gonna let Dawn talk and introduce herself so that you guys know who she is and kind of her story. We used to work together back in like 2007, 8-ish.
I think 5, 6, I moved to Atlanta in 07.
Okay, so it was like 2005, 2006. That's right when I got this office space. But you kind of went and rocketed off like I expected you would because of that energy that you have and that knowledge that, you know. So you tell the people kind of what you've gotten into, some of your accolades and experiences, and then we'll get down into what the opportunity is.
Yes, thanks for having me. Thanks for watching, guys. Tuning in all the time. Mainly, I was motivated by Will. Will Motivation, this is a real thing. Like, I worked in the office with Will. I realized that I could do bigger things. I realized that people were building innovative technology, and I wanted in on those types of things. So actually, my first business was kind of inspired by, you know, the work he did with his first tech company in Urban Star, which is a media company focused just in Central Ohio where we live. But then it just branched out, and so I started working with Will when I was doing more marketing, business development consulting, and just working with different brands, which was amazing and gave me a lot of experience just launching different products. And I learned that it really doesn't matter like what you're selling. If you can sell, if you can do a business, you can run any business. So I learned, you know, those transferable skills, and working as a consultant, I got my hands on a lot of things, which led me to, you know, solving a problem with my company, Flat Out of Heels, which are rollable ballet flats for women when their feet hurt. I know it's mostly guys on this channel, but women that wear heels, our feet hurt. And I said, you know, let me do a consumer product. So I tried the consumer product world, and it went well. That business is still definitely in effect, but that led me to what I'm doing now.
But let me stop you because that's dope.
It is dope.
When you told me about that idea and that you took it
and want to put in the vending machines.
Right, you took, so this is why I love her story, because a lot of people talk and say, oh, I have the idea to do this, and oh, I have the idea to do that, and wouldn't it be great if you could do this? But Dawn is somebody who had the idea through, I guess, personal experience,
wearing high heels and my feet hurt.
Right, and you're like, wouldn't it be nice to have?
And seeing barefoot chicks, some rollable flats in a vending machine, or that you can carry in your bag so you don't have to be barefoot.
So you envisioned that, right?
Yeah, I envisioned. I just seen women not be nasty walking barefoot anymore.
So the dope thing about it is she not only envisioned the idea, but she actually made it happen all the way, not only to creating the product, the flats that women can wear after a long day at a conference or a long night of partying or whatever, but then took it to the next level to also build out the machines and everything, right?
Yeah, so built vending machines to put them in. I again, like entrepreneurs, we solve our own problems if we can't find anybody else. So I thought I was just gonna buy vending machines and sell my shoes in them. But I couldn't find anyone to build them for me or sell me any that fit my vision. And we always got this vision within our head, and my vision was a smaller machine, a compact machine, a cool looking machine with a screen on it, not like a Dorito type of machine. And so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna build it myself. And I found, of course not with my hands, but I found a team of people who know how to, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, build vending machines and put them out. And that was the first, put it in Atlanta airport, and went from there. But that's how I got into the vending world, which is random.
So people who don't know who Dawn is, a lot of people probably will know, because I'm going to tag this up real good.
Nice.
But for those that don't know, talk about some of the accolades that you received after going through with creating that product and launching that product, some of the shows that you've been on, some of the magazines you've been in, that kind of thing.
We don't brag about myself. I'll drop a couple things. I do have a website, but I'll say the most recent Cover Black Enterprise, Inc. magazine, 100 female founders for 2018. Who's who of all the cities that
I saw you on
TV. Marcus Lemonis. I was on
the Prophet, right? What's his name?
BizFix. It was when he just comes in and works on a specific business problem, but not like the Prophet. I was also on MSNBC for called Your Business Elevator Pitch. Got one of the highest scores in the history of that. And then won many pitch competitions. I was second place in the National SBA Innovate Her Challenge. So got to speak at the White House and do a lot of great work on a national level for entrepreneurship. I won pitch competitions at the Essence Festival. Just a lot of magazines and a lot of media features, which really is a chance for me to continue to encourage people and show them if I can do it, you can do it. I mean, go find it, make it happen.
So you've done some great things. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Now that kind of leads us up to, so if you guys kind of have an idea of who you're talking to now. This is an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur who has done things on a level that most of us, even us, like myself as an entrepreneur, that kind of publicity, you got to be doing something right. So then you got to have some genius behind it. So I'm proud of you for that.
Thanks.
Congratulations for that. But let's talk about a little bit now where has that led you? So you got a lot of publicity. You got a lot of people that wanted to invest in your company, I imagine. You got a lot of people interested in it. And then what was the next big thing and that led you to what you're doing now?
You're right. The publicity, the great press helped me to sell product, of course. I mean, it's always the goal of getting more customer acquisition. So free press is amazing, and that's really, like you said, as a platform to do is just grow my businesses and get more exposure, which that's what worked, on the face of the business. And then, got me around more industry. So of course I feel like I got my first real exposure to tech early, working with you and Brandon. But then going back out, having Flat Out as a product and going to conferences to speak alongside these tech entrepreneurs building crazy stuff, and then I just started to get the bug again, while at the same time experiencing issues with my vending machines around data collection. So I'm selling shoes and vending machines. We sold 10,000 pairs at this point. It's rolling. It's getting a lot of press for the vending machines because it's very innovative to have shoes in the vending machine. But me as the business owner, I'm like, okay, I want to scale this. I want to grow this. But I really don't have a roadmap because nobody's done this before. I don't have any data to help me figure out what's going on. And then at the same time, I'm around all the entrepreneurs that are solving big problems using software technology. And I'm like, okay, I can probably... first of all, I'm competitive. I'm like, I can do this. They're building cool tech. I can build cool tech. But I'm like, what can I build? Well, I'm going to just build something to solve my own problem and build a system where vending machines can now collect data.
Okay.
And that just sent me down a rabbit hole of face recognition and artificial intelligence and all kinds of things like that.
And so now, what are you doing with that? Did you start a company for that? And before we even jump into that, though,
yeah, I'm letting Will pick how much I say.
Yeah, because before we even jump into that, you started a business, you got a lot of publicity, you started having success, you started moving product, and then so you went into a world that I never got into, and that is the world of actually having investors and what does that mean to have investors. So if you want to talk a little bit about how you got into opening up your business to investors, and then how that leads into this opportunity that I want to kind of share with everybody that you got that I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. So me saying, okay, I want to build software, which software is expensive to build. I'm not a coder. I can't do what you do. I can't sit there and build my own stuff. So I had to raise money from, at this time, venture capital investors who are writing large checks for ideas.
How did you even get into that though? Like, how did you even say, Mr. Venture Capital Investor? Did it come to you, or did you go out?
I had to go to it. I had to, be at all the conferences. I said I'm going to just be at all the conferences. You started introducing yourself to people. I started speaking and doing pitch competitions for Flat Out, which put me in the same rooms as these tech people. They're pitching their tech company. The investors are already there. Okay. And then I'm a speaker. I'm in the green room, which is the green room is amazing because all the speakers are back there, and I'm like fangirling in my mind, like, oh my God, there's so and so, like a big investor, a big entrepreneur, Gary Vee and Sarah Blakely. They're all back there. But I'm like, okay, this is a chance for me to network too, and they get to know me on a one-on-one. So I built relationships over many years. So when it was time for me to get an investor, I had relationships from many years of just working as an entrepreneur. And I'm like, okay, I have another idea for software. I need people to get behind it. It wasn't easy. It was hard, but I didn't have the right contacts. And I had many friends who had already raised this venture capital, and they would introduce me to their investors. Okay. And then I did an accelerator program called TechStars, which is like the Harvard of technology accelerators. And then they just put me on to people too.
Okay, so for those of you that might not understand like what we're talking about, let me kind of break it down for you. Dawn started a business. The business started working. She started selling products. She started doing well with it. She started getting publicity. People started getting interested in that business, and then people started wanting to invest. And she wanted to build on that business to make it larger and scale it up. So she was open to taking investors. But here's like the cool thing, right? So the reason why I wanted to get together with you, Dawn, in front of the Motivation Nation, as I like to call everybody, is that I wanted you to talk about your latest opportunity, your latest business. Like, so give them an idea of what the business opportunity is, and then how they can actually invest in that business.
Definitely. So, long story really short, with the vending machine business, the lack of data that I was able to collect, I started a software company to solve that problem. Needed to hire software developers and build a team to do this. I never did it before, so I needed to get the right people around me. I needed to raise money to do that. So, this is a big deal in America, but like only maybe 40 black women have raised over $1 million, and I'm one of those. So I had to go raise money from venture capital investors and angel investors, which are essentially already wealthy people that are investing money. But I couldn't get any money from like my family, my friends, because they have to be in a certain tax bracket to be able to invest in these deals. But I really didn't feel like that was right or fair, because I have a lot of friends that I want to see get wealthy off of what I'm building. Right. And so this new law is out now that allows people who are not accredited, which means less than $1 million net worth, essentially, to invest in early stage technology companies like mine, like many others. Like at one time, Twitter and Uber and Airbnb were all early stage companies with early investors that were already wealthy. But now this new law allows me to raise money from anyone up to $1 million if I open that up. So what we decided to do as a team is say we want to get money from our friends, family. We want to help generate wealth for people that are interested in investing in technology but don't know where to start. Want to invest small. So the minimum investment is $252 as opposed to thousands. My minimum investment before was $10,000. Now it's $252. And now anybody can invest under this new rule by just going online and investing in a tech company like mine. Easy as it is shopping for food online or buying something on Amazon. I mean, that is groundbreaking. It's never happened before. People have never been able to invest in a tech company before. So I'm taking investments now. On Start Engine, it's a platform. Start Engine is a platform that allows you to go and raise equity for your business. But there's so many other businesses on there too. I encourage you guys just to look through the site, see what you think is cool. Something might click, because I want you to invest in me, of course, but more than anything, I want you to invest in something. Because I believe that the future, how you create wealth is through investment. Right. And a lot of us don't get a chance to get that early stage, that higher risk, because we're not already wealthy. Right. So go on there and just check it out. Check out mine and check out all the great companies.
What's the name of the site?
Start Engine.
And what's the name of your
company?
And
to find mine, startengine.com/Popcom. And Popcom is a automated retail technology company. And what we do is we build software and hardware for vending machines and retail. And we also, our software is really cool because we use face recognition and machine learning to be able to capture data with customers' permission in order to sell products that are regulated, like alcohol, cannabis.
So this
they
is
love
huge,
cannabis.
basically.
This is huge. So I use this example. Going to the grocery store, you want to check out some beer in the self-checkout, but you have to have somebody check your ID still. This will take that friction, take that person out of the transaction. So just with your permission, using your face to verify that you are of age, but never violating your or breaching your data, because we use blockchain technology. I'm gonna get deep into that, but it is a secure way to store data. So I'm excited because now, like, we can put some tech out there that's secure.
Okay, dope.
And you can invest.
And you guys can invest. So I'm bringing you guys an exclusive. No, not really. But
I mean, it's max to $1 million, and after that, I've already raised $1 million from VC, and I'll raise $1 million from the public, and then I'll raise another $10 million, and I'll never be able to come back to this. This is like a really small window opportunity for people to get in.
okay, so last question. So if I'm Joe Smo, investor, Motivation Nation, member number 2220. All right, so let's say I got $1,000 I want to invest, right?
Yes.
And what could this mean? I know the worst case scenario, let's get it out the way, you could potentially lose your investment if the company goes defunct or something happens and it doesn't work
All
out.
investments are risk.
That's a
Period.
risk, right? So you could lose your 1,000. But let's say you put in 1,000 and the company blows up your
Let's just
technology.
say I did what I did for the past 12 months and double the value.
So you could double the value. But let's think big, right? Let's say your company reaches its maximum potential and the technology gets in the Krogers and then the grocery stores and it's in the movie theaters and it's everywhere and it's your technology and maybe Microsoft comes up and buys the company or whatever. What could that $1,000 investment turn into in a pie in the sky scenario?
I'm gonna give a pie in the sky. Of course, this is not like a claim. I have to do my
Right.
legal disclaimer.
This is-
Legal disclaimer. So think about it like this: these companies that exit for like $1 billion, which is very realistic. We could even say $20 million exit, which is very realistic for a tech company like mine. Right now, you know, the shares are offered for 18 cents.
Okay.
Once a company is valued at 50 million, those shares that were 18 cents at 8 million valuation, you can calculate what
Right,
that
multiply
value
it
turns
out,
into.
basically.
So another example is, you know, you invest $1,000 into a deal that exits for what, 10, 20, 50, 100 million, that multiplies that by 1,000, or, you know, that it's large. You know, I'm
Right.
not a great math person,
Right,
and I don't
right.
want to give any figures, but
Right.
you can see the type of return that people get when they're getting into these early deals. And the reason I said double was because my investors that invested last year, when we had a 4 million valuation, the company's now worth 8 million. So in 1 year, their investment has doubled.
So if they put in...
And that was in pre-revenue phase of us just building the product. So before I can put my product out, my company's worth 8 million.
So let's say they put in $100,000 last year before all that, and then
Now the value of their 100 is
200,000. And let's say the evaluation went from 8 million and you sold it for 80 million 3 years from now, then their value would be times 10.
Yes.
So they 2 million
Yes.
you're walking out with. That kind of thing.
That kind of thing.
All of that is
This is the math guy,
speculation.
see? Science guy.
But none of that is guaranteed. But when you invest, there's a chance that you can make some money, there's a chance that you can lose some money. But when you invest in startup companies, you can get in at the ground floor where your stock or your ownership in that company can be greater than if you get in like in a Google or a Twitter or something like that, when it's already been diluted,
Yeah.
and everybody already has thousands of shares out there, and your share is not worth that much. So anyway, this is an opportunity. I wanted to reintroduce you guys to Dawn. Very proud of you.
Thanks.
Love you, and I want you to keep killing it. And,
Thanks.
and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show everybody me actually making an investment in your company. I'm gonna actually walk through it so they can see.
I love that. Thank you. Motivation Nation. Y'all motivate me. Y'all's comments are amazing. Like, I always talk to them in the comments.
So tell them your social media where they can follow you and that kind of stuff.
Yes, you can find me on all the platforms under Dawn Dickson, Dickson. So I'm really active on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm getting my YouTube game up. I'm trying to be like
we're gonna get it popping.
Will Motivation, get my YouTube game up. But I do have some really, really good content on my YouTube page, Dawn Dickson. We're talking about like entrepreneurship and investing, and just my goal is to teach people how to make money and, hey, flip that money. So
yeah, I'm gonna share some insight with y'all. You guys are trying to make it happen, and you want to start a business and be an entrepreneur. I want you to notice something. One common denominator with entrepreneurs that have success is hustle. I've seen her hustle. She's not afraid to do things. She's not afraid to try things. I'm not afraid to do things. I'm not afraid to try things. And you don't quit, and you don't accept no for an answer. You go until you get a yes. You go until you hit and meet your goal. So anyway, that's my motivational point. Thank you again for sharing your knowledge and sharing this opportunity with the audience. And y'all go check it out. Peace.
And so when we were thinking about how we were going to approach the next round, I wanted to take a different route. I've been looking at crowdfunding for about 6 years now. You know, I didn't want to go back and go the traditional VC route. I wanted to open it up to friends, family, into the general public to be able to really invest in and share in the revenue with us and our team. We've been working really hard for several years, and a lot of people have supported us along the way. So now they can actually take ownership and be a part of something really special.
What excites me most is the facial recognition and sort of that double authentication. You know, people are really, it's interesting because we're going into an era that's really concerned about privacy. Obviously, we've had the Cambridge Analytics thing with Facebook, and we've had, you know, multiple pieces of legislation kind of come down around your data privacy. And, you know, PopCom is set up to basically leverage biometrics and identity for the purposes of the transaction, not for the purposes of using it against you. And it's gonna be, you know, continuing. But, you know, our dream is building a kiosk or basically an experience. We build an automated retail experience that you're gonna go up and walk up to, and it's gonna know you know, and it's gonna say, hey, welcome back.
I think it's gonna bring around a lot of change, and I think it's a really exciting industry. I worked with one of the most, or I worked under one of the most prolific venture capitalists in Silicon Valley, and definitely the most prolific venture capitalist in blockchain, Tim Draper.
So now for the first time ever, friends, family, fans of the product and of the company can actually invest and have an equity stake in it before we raise a round through private investors.
Yo, this is Will Motivation. Just wanted to say thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And also feel free to share this video with your friends and be a part of the movement. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Holla.